Welcome to our Gracious Net, where we'll be exploring 50 powerful Bible verses to help you stand strong against evil spirits. These scriptures remind us that God is always with us, giving us protection, strength, and peace in every situation. Whether you're facing fear, doubt, or spiritual battles, these verses will empower you with God's promises. Let's dive into His Word and discover the strength and comfort it brings. Ephesians chapter 6 verse 11. Put on the full armor of God so that you can take your stand against the devil's schemes. The meaning of this verse is that God gives us special spiritual protection, like armor, so we can stand strong when the devil tries to trick us. James chapter 4 verse 7. Submit yourselves then to God. Resist the devil, and he will flee from you. The meaning of this verse is, if we listen to God and say no to the devil will have to run away from us. 1 Peter chapter 5 verse 8. Be alert and of sober mind. Your enemy the devil prowls around like a roaring lion looking for someone to devour. The meaning of this verse is, the devil is sneaky and always looking to cause trouble, so we must always be careful and watch out for him. 2 Corinthians chapter 10 verses 4 and 5. The weapons we fight with are not the weapons of the world. On the contrary, they have divine power to demolish strongholds. The meaning here is, our strongest weapons aren't like swords or guns, but spiritual tools from God that can break down anything evil tries to build. 1 John chapter 4 verse 4. You, dear children, are from God and have overcome them, because the one who is in you is greater than the one who is in the world. The meaning of this verse is that God is bigger and stronger than any bad thing in the world, and because He lives in us, we can beat evil. Luke chapter 10 verse 19. I have given you authority to trample on snakes and scorpions and to overcome all the power of the enemy. Nothing will harm you. The meaning of this verse is, Jesus gives us the power to stomp on evil things like snakes and scorpions, and nothing bad will hurt us. Matthew chapter 18 verse 18. Truly I tell you, whatever you bind on earth will be bound in heaven, and whatever you loose on earth will be loosed in heaven. The meaning of this verse is, God has given us special authority to tie up or set free things in the spiritual world, and it works in heaven too. Mark chapter 16 verse 17. And these signs will accompany those who believe. In my name they will drive out demons. They will speak in new tongues. The meaning here is, people who believe in Jesus can use His powerful name to tell demons to go away, and they will go. Psalm 91 verses 11 and 12. For He will command His angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways. They will lift you up in their hands, so that you will not strike your foot against a stone. The meaning of this verse is, God sends His angels to protect you everywhere you go so you don't get hurt, even from little things like tripping on a rock. Revelation chapter 12 verse 11. They triumphed over Him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony. They did not love their lives so much as to shrink from death. The meaning of this verse is, Jesus' sacrifice, called the blood of the Lamb, and our brave stories about God's help give us victory over the devil. Isaiah chapter 54 verse 17. No weapon forged against you will prevail, and you will refute every tongue that accuses you. The meaning here is, no weapon made to hurt you will work, and you can prove that any bad things people say about you are wrong. Romans chapter 16 verse 20. The God of peace will soon crush Satan under your feet. The meaning is, God who brings peace will squash the devil like stepping on him with our feet. Matthew chapter 4 verse 10. Jesus said to him, Away from me, Satan, for it is written, Worship the Lord your God and serve Him only. The meaning of this verse is, Jesus tells the devil to go away and reminds us that we should only love and serve God, no one else. Colossians chapter 2 verse 15. And having disarmed the powers and authorities, He made a public spectacle of them, triumphing over them by the cross. The meaning here is, Jesus beat all the evil powers when He died on the cross, and He showed everyone that He was the winner. In 2 Timothy chapter 1 verse 7 it says, For the Spirit God gave us does not make us timid, but gives us power, love, and self-discipline. So what does this really mean? Well, God's Spirit makes us strong and brave, helping us to love others and do the right things, even when it's tough. Psalm 34 verse 7 tells us, "The angel of the Lord encamps around those who fear him, and he delivers them." The meaning here is that God sends his angels to camp around people who respect him, and the angels help rescue them when they're in trouble. 1 Corinthians chapter 10 verse 13 says, "No temptation has overtaken you except what is common to mankind, and God is faithful. He will not let you be tempted beyond what you can bear." You know, everyone faces hard choices, but God promises not to let us be tempted more than we can handle, and he always helps us escape. In Isaiah 41 verse 10, God says, "So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God." This means God tells us not to be afraid because he is always with us, protecting us like a strong friend. Psalm 23 verse 4 says, "Even though I walk through the darkest valley, I will fear no evil, for you are with me." Even when things are really scary or sad, we don't have to be afraid because God is right there with us. Philippians 4 verse 13 reminds us, "I can do all this through him who gives me strength." So God gives us strength to do everything we need to do, even when it's tough. In John 10 verse 10, Jesus says, "The thief comes only to steal and kill and destroy. I have come that they may have life and have it to the full." The devil tries to steal and break things in our lives, but Jesus came to give us a happy, full life. Romans 8 verse 37 says, "No, in all these things we are more than conquerors through him who loved us." Because of God's love, we are not just winners, but super winners over anything bad that happens. Deuteronomy 31 verse 6 says, "Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or terrified because of them, for the Lord your God goes with you." God encourages us to be strong and brave because he is always with us, so we don't need to be scared of anything. Zechariah 4 verse 6 tells us, "Not by might nor by power but by my Spirit, says the Lord Almighty." It's not our own strength or power that wins the battle, but God's Spirit working through us. Psalm 140 verse 4 says, "Keep me safe, Lord, from the hands of the wicked. Protect me from the violent who devise ways to trip my feet." This is a prayer asking God to keep us safe from bad people who try to hurt us or make us stumble. Proverbs 18 verse 10 says, "The name of the Lord is a fortified tower. The righteous run to it and are safe." God's name is like a strong tower where we can run and hide, and when we do, we are safe. The Lord will keep you from all harm. He will watch over your life. This verse from Psalm 121 reminds us that God promises to protect you from bad things and to take care of you all the time. But the Lord is faithful, and he will strengthen you and protect you from the evil one. God always keeps his promises and will give you strength and protection from the devil. Since the children have flesh and blood, he too shared in their humanity so that by his death, he might break the power of him who holds the power of death, that is, the devil. Jesus became like us so that he could destroy the devil's power over death when he died for us. The Lord is with me. I will not be afraid. What can mere mortals do to me? Because God is with us, we don't need to be afraid of what people can do to us. And I tell you that you are Peter, and on this rock I will build my church, and the gates of Hades will not overcome it. Jesus tells Peter that he will build his church on a strong foundation, and even the power of death and evil can't beat it. I have told you these things so that in me you may have peace. In this world you will have trouble, but take heart, I have overcome the world. Jesus wants us to have peace in our hearts. Even though there are hard times in the world, we don't need to worry because he has already defeated all the bad things. You will tread on the lion and the cobra. You will trample the great lion and the serpent. God gives us power to step on dangerous animals like lions and snakes, which means he helps us beat scary and powerful enemies. What then shall we say in response to these things? If God is for us, who can be against us? When God is on our side, no one can successfully stand against us, no matter how hard they try. He will not let your foot slip. He who watches over you will not slumber. God is always paying attention and watching over us. He never gets tired or falls asleep, so we don't have to worry about slipping or falling. Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid, do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. God tells us to be brave and strong because He will be with us everywhere we go, so we don't have to be scared or feel down. The Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still. God tells us to be calm and trust Him because He will fight our battles for us. God is our refuge and strength and ever-present help in trouble. God is like a safe place where we can hide when we're in trouble, and He is always there to help us be strong. Isaiah chapter 40 verse 31 says, "But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles." This means that when we trust God, He will make us feel strong again, like we're flying high in the sky with the strength of an eagle. Jeremiah chapter 29 verse 11 tells us, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." So, God has good plans for us that will make us happy and safe, and He promises to give us a hopeful future. Nehemiah chapter 8 verse 10 says, "The joy of the Lord is your strength." What this really means is, God's happiness and joy give us the strength we need to face anything, even hard times. Psalm 34 verse 4 says, "I sought the Lord and He answered me. He delivered me from all my fears." When we ask God for help, He listens and takes away all the things that make us scared. 1 John chapter 3 verse 8 says, "The reason the Son of God appeared was to destroy the devil's work." You know, Jesus came to earth to break all the bad things that the devil has done, and to make everything right again. 2 Samuel chapter 22 verses 3 and 4 says, "My God is my rock in whom I take refuge, my shield and the horn of my salvation." This means God is like a strong rock that we can hide behind, and He protects us like a shield, saving us from danger. Psalm 27 verse 1 says, "The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear?" God lights up our lives and keeps us safe, so there's no reason to be afraid of anything or anyone. Colossians chapter 1 verse 13 says, "For He has rescued us from the dominion of darkness and brought us into the kingdom of the Son He loves." So God has saved us from a dark, bad place and brought us into the loving and safe kingdom where Jesus rules. 1 Chronicles chapter 16 verse 22 says, "Do not touch my anointed ones, do my prophets no harm." This means God protects the people He has chosen, and He won't let anyone hurt them. Psalm 37 verse 39 says, "The salvation of the righteous comes from the Lord. He is their stronghold in time of trouble." God saves people who do what's right, and He is like a strong fortress where they can go for protection when things get tough. Psalm 91 verse 1 says, "Whoever dwells in the shelter of the Most High will rest in the shadow of the Almighty." When we stay close to God, we are safe and can relax, just like resting in someone's protective shadow. Isaiah 59 verse 19 says, "When the enemy comes in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord will lift up a standard against him." So when the enemy attacks us like a big rushing flood, God's Spirit will stand up against him and stop him from winning. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and share.